Hi, this is Dagmar, the spiritual healer, recording live with Soul Matters, talking about all the matters of the soul, all the things that matter. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well today. It's warm out there. I'm looking forward to a little bit of the cool down that they're expecting. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys today about a bit of the non-traditional sense of healing. And that is in regards to allowing our soul to thrive, to get out of that mode of surviving and allowing ourselves to actually thrive. And what does all that mean, right? So in the traditional sense of healing, we tend to think of, PTSD, post-traumatic stress, or severe trauma, things like perhaps rape, war, or major physical abuse, or perhaps somebody who's been designated as mentally ill by the psychiatric arena. I challenge you today to think outside of the box and think of healing in a non-conventional way than what we know it to be. First of all, I don't believe in mental illness, but I do believe in fractured souls. I do believe in lost soul pieces, and I do believe in unresolved experiences. Hi, Shalom. Good to see you this afternoon. Thanks for joining. So we don't have to necessarily experience severe trauma in order to embark on a healing journey. I, for one, have been on a healing journey for the past 12 years. And looking back at my life, I don't actually recall, having any kind of extreme, form of trauma in my life. The truth of the matter is that we all experience pain as we live life. And pain is a large part of living life. And it's also a large part of the soul's learning process as we live in the third dimension right now. And so as we experience pain, what happens is that sometimes we don't digest the experience fully. For whatever reason, we, can't deal with it in the moment. It's too intense for us, so we shove it under the carpet, so to speak, and don't deal with it. And in that moment, as we don't digest the experience, it actually becomes an unresolved or incomplete experience for us. And it hangs out with us on our soul, even from lifetime to lifetime. We carry it with us like a sack of potatoes. And, we don't even know it's there. But it is heavy, and pain has its weight to it. That's why it's a 3D, third dimension type entity. It actually keeps us in the lower vibrations. But it's a big part of our life. And so we create these unresolved experiences. And, pain can come in the form of, it doesn't have to be all severe trauma, right? I mean, pain can come in the form of a rejection or a loss of a loved one, or you could go through a divorce, or your heart gets broken, or, a parent leaves and, or your parents were overly controlling, or your parents were alcoholic and you had to assume a lot of responsibility as a child. I mean, pain can come in all sorts of forms. It can be large, it can be small, It can be a severe trauma or just a small rejection. But nonetheless, all of it is really pain on our soul. And, when we don't fully digest the experience, it becomes an incomplete experience for us. And it causes dysfunction in our life, no matter how large or small it is, We also don't quite realize how much pain perhaps we have accumulated in past lifetimes that affect our behavior today, our success or the lack thereof, how we feel about ourselves, how we interact with others, what kind of relationships we have with our loved, our lovers, and so forth. So healing doesn't necessarily have to be all about severe trauma. Healing can be about, or the way I see it, I should say, is about really resolving these incomplete experiences so that our soul can actually live at its full potential or live at its optimum level, because all of these unresolved experiences act as a, if you will, a clutter to our soul, and cause the dysfunction in our lives that we experience. The times when we have blockages around, where we want to go with life and we can't move forward, or the dysfunctions we create in our relationships, or the lack of self-esteem, or if we're living the lack mentality as opposed to abundance. I mean, it can transform in all sorts of interesting ways. Pain can also be experienced based on how we internalize what life is about, or how life happened to us, or what happened to us. It can come in a very simple form of, say, for example, a young girl that internalized her father leaving the family because of divorce as that she was not lovable because her father left. And so at age 40, she's attracting men to her that don't love her. And so she internalized her father leaving to mean that she wasn't lovable, and that's the decision she made. And unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, is your environment is always a mirror of what you hold in your vibration. And so when she's holding in her vibration that she's not lovable, her environment will prove her right by all these men coming to her and not loving her. They're proving her right, because that's what she holds in her vibration. And as soon as you heal something like that, what happens is you shift that energy and you're creating a different reality, right? So healing can be about so much more than simply healing some kind of a severe trauma. Okay? It can actually be about, releasing your soul from these unresolved experiences and their dysfunction, so that you can actually, live a life of, joy and peace and a love-based existence instead of a fear-based existence, and actually be able to fully realize yourself and really, achieve your life's purpose that, that your soul is striving for you to do. And so, and also live in basically full expression of your true self, and, true transformation when it comes to healing reflects in your environment. It doesn't stop with you. It actually reflects in the people that you associate with or interact with. I'll give you a couple examples. For example, like a boyfriend that finally, after 20 years, stopped belittling his living girlfriend after she had a number of healing sessions with me. We never talked to the boyfriend, and yet, she did some healings on herself with me, and, lo and behold, her boyfriend changed his behavior toward her. Isn't that interesting? Or another client who's, she came to me because her male bosses didn't respect her. Well, we did a number of sessions with her, healing sessions, and all of a sudden her male boss started respecting her. Well, she kind of was waiting for the other shoe to drop, and when is he going to stop respecting me, because that's what I'm used to. But he didn't, okay? Once we did the healing, it was done deal. And so we actually talked about it, and she goes, well, he must have changed his vibration. And I said, you mean we changed your vibration because we didn't work with him, we worked with you, right? And she goes, yeah, I guess so, but I didn't do anything different, but he changed how he behaves toward me. I say, isn't that interesting, right? So when you start shifting your vibration within yourself, when you're experiencing true transformation, as I work with people through the quantum healing, through the subconscious mind, you actually will see the ripple effect in your environment around you. It doesn't stop with you. It extends into your world. You know, some people think of this as, okay, you work on yourself like doing homework, and then when you leave, you're done, and that's it. No, this affects how you feel. This affects how you relate, how you relate with yourself, the relationship that you have with yourself, the relationships you have with others. You know, it relates to what kind of situations you attract into your life and what you repel in your life. It, you know, it makes a difference in, you know, the circumstances you're creating or not creating, or the people that you're attracting into your life, or the people that you don't attract into your life. I mean, it affects everything. So, you know, this whole concept of healing as I know it, okay, is about changing a vibration. And we're talking about changing a vibration. You can change your entire life around, girlfriend or a friend. But yes, you know, this is the non-traditional, you know, thought of healing, because in the traditional sense, we think of severe trauma. And not that we can't heal severe trauma, we can. But I'd like you to think of healing so much more than, you know, severe trauma. It's about releasing the soul and, you know, freeing the soul to actually thrive. Because we're moving away from simply just surviving. Surviving is about pain, it's about fear, and it's about ego. And we're moving away from those. We're moving into the high vibration of living, which is a living that in a love-based existence instead of a fear-based existence. And it's about really thriving, really being able to live in the full expression of who we actually are. And I wish that for you. And for those of you who are ready to work on something like that, please let me know, because I would love to work with you. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the afternoon, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye now.